All right, everybody. We are we are playing some Magic today. I know normally I do it earlier in the week than this, but Thursday was not a good day for me. I just couldn't, so I had moved it back. All right. Let me get these links posted, and I think we'll be good to go. We are playing Burn today, so we can get this up here. Okay, this looks like we're getting there. I think everything looks just about fine. Let me add my deck. Burn. It's been a while since we've last played this red deck, so. Oh, damn it. I didn't import it. Whoops. All right. Let me try again. I can do this right. I definitely know how to do this. Burn. You. That's the one. Whatever. I will add wear and tear. God, why does it do this to me? Okay, hold on. I'm just going to take it out of the file so I can import this list because it doesn't like how wear and tear is formatted, so. Yes, there we go. You know what? It's fine. I will add it myself. Why does it have to be so hard? Come on, give me a break. There we go. And pick our red deck. Excellent. Now, I just have to go here and find wear and tear. The multicolored cards. Something like that. Does it put split card up here? Alright. Perfect. Nailed it. Alright. We gotta make this a little bit smaller so it fits in the screen. Okay. Move this. Beautiful. Alright, we got it. Everybody, mission accomplished. Yes, we're gonna play Burn today, and isn't that expensive actually. I will tell you exactly how many ticks it is. Just give me 1 second, because mana traders will let me know. 193 ticks for this list. That's what it. Yeah, that was what everything came out to. So it's a fairly inexpensive deck to play Modern with, and it's been like that for a while. It's really accessible, and it's actually about to shake up Pauper a little bit because Monastery Swiftspear just got downgraded to common. I don't know who in their right mind thought that was a good idea, but Monastery Swiftspear is. I am gonna call it now. I don't think this card is gonna last in Pauper. It's really, really dangerous. It goes in the red deck and probably like I think that it could be in some sort of storm deck. Like those decks really find ways to make like storm nonsense work, and I think Swiftspear is good enough that like it could work in that shell. Uh, I expect something to be built around it. May like or even just like some kind of like is it prowess list like would probably be fine with this too. So yeah, I don't think it has a glorious future ahead of it in Pauper, like not forever. But we'll see. At least for the time being, it's gonna shake things up. But yeah, that should also tell you a lot about this because like in Pauper especially it has almost all these cards. The only like really big cards that it was missing from Pauper are the creatures, and it just got one of the three important ones. So Yeah, and in Pauper it also has access to Fire Blast and Chain Lightning, which is even more insane. So, but the cool thing about Burn is for a really long time it's been a fairly cheap deck to play in basically whatever format you want to play, and it's not necessarily the most competitive deck, but it's not a bad deck. Like it is playable most of the time in like any format it's legal in. So yeah, like you can show up to basically like any FNM and easily like win with Burn. Um, I am a secret red mage in my off time. I love casting lightning bolts, so I don't get to do it as much as I want to here, but we're taking the time today to do it. So, all right, our main deck is pretty standard here. I chose to split the Lightning Helix and the Skullcracks, and the biggest change in the sideboard, instead of playing Core Firewalker, we're playing Sanctifier en-Vec. This is a lot better against. So what this is end up doing, it takes the slot of like Rest in Peace and also Core Firewalker because it has protection from black and red, and it exiles all the black and red cards from graveyards and makes sure that none ever actually go there either. So it's actually really reasonable against stuff like Dragon's Rage Channeler trying to just dump a bunch of red spells in the graveyard. Um, it's really, really good against like any sort of Death Shadow decks because they have like no card that can actually remove this once it hits the battlefield. So, and it can just like chump block Death Shadow forever. They have nothing that can like actually block it. So yeah, it will just absolutely wreck Shadow, and it's very difficult for them to get around it. Yeah, I don't. It's not useless versus Living End either, because they can get rid of like some of the black spells from their graveyard, but I don't know if that's enough. Like I don't. There's some stuff like Street Wraith and like Architect of Thoughts where can stop those from going in, but by that, it's also like I don't know, it's really difficult to say because they have a lot of like blue cycling cards too. So I don't know how useful it will be there, but at the same time, like our plan versus Living End is probably more reliant on stuff like Roiling Vortex, where essentially if they cast a Living End, they're just gonna take 5 damage from it. So yeah, it's over. And then we are splitting stuff like Smash to Smithereens and Wear and Tear. Wear and Tear is like really useful against the Hammer Time decks because you can like blow up, a hammer and like um Urza Saga, so or like the Sigardizade, same like yeah, this gives us a little bit extra utility also against decks like Amulet Titan because again you can blow up like the Courser Crewfix in response to them trying to win, so and also their amulets, so it's doesn't do the damage, but it has a little bit more utility. And if anybody's ever playing like Leyline of Sanctity, this is an out for us, so that's why we split it this way. And Smash is always just good against any artifact deck. So yeah, there we go. That's what we're doing today. All right, let's. Swiftspear and Pauper has me hyped up a bit. Burn being in the form as a health sun. I think so because here's the thing: Burn is not like an undefeatable deck in any capacity. There are always strategies that can beat Burn. It's just usually like those are strategies that people don't like to play a lot. Like the really, really big one is stuff like Martyr of Sands, where you just have like tons of life gain and you use that to fuel your aggro plan. Yes, stuff, Core Firewalker is like amazing against Burn and it is very difficult for them to beat. That is one of the reasons we keep like Path to Exile. Because like even though we don't have our own Firewalkers here, like Path is the only card that we have that can actually get rid of it, and it is extremely difficult to win through that card. Um, yeah, and just kind of like those random life gain effects will make it very difficult to like. What are you gonna do if you're like you are tapped out and your opponent just like has Martyr of Sands and they just gain a bajillion life, or the other thing, or what is it? There's a now Modern Horizons enchantment that lets them return a 1-drop from the graveyard back every turn. So they just keep recurring like Martyr of Sands every turn. You have basically no hope of ever actually defeating that. Once the enchantment hits, like you're just toast. they're gonna gain like 15 life a turn for the rest of the game, and by the time that you find like the tear in order to blow up the enchantment, you've probably already lost the game. So there is that. Okay, let's get into this league. Yeah. Like, I think there's a lot of people, especially in the last 24 hours, who might be, I don't know, the word arson might be floating around their head. So let's do it in a form where it's nice and safe and happy to do that. We will burn down modern. That's a good enough place to start for right now. So, all right. We just have to wait until we get an opponent. Come on. Why does this take so long? There's 1,700 players. Let's go. Oh yeah, I don't know if anybody heard that. Remember the guy that won that Brawl of like championship by being the only person who signed up for it? Apparently, he just did it again. It is insane enough that it happened once, but like even after the rest of the Magic world heard about it, it happens a second time. My God. All right, this hand is not keepable in the slightest. Jeez, this is so bad. 5 lands here. We're going to 5, unfortunately. We're probably keeping like 1 land and 4 bolts or something. This fucking shuffler hates us today. Probably not get political on Twitter, but yeah, I believe in this. Burning Modern does sound great instead. They kept 7 cards. We're probably doomed. All right, we have to keep this, I think. I think we put Rift Bolt in the bottom, and then we're gonna start with Goblin Guide, and then next turn play Swiftspear, Lava Spike, and then the turn after we can Helix. Oh, actually, no, I'm sorry. We're gonna have to get rid of at least 1 more of these cards. Okay, well then, I guess we're just gonna hope to draw a land. We're gonna do this. Because we're on 5. That's terrible. Alright. Not terribly happy about this, but this is what we got to work with, so our deck is just gonna have to give us another land to work with. Swamp. Alright, they drew a swamp. Alright, cool. The nice thing is that when we tap out, like, we don't really have to worry too much, like... Okay, they Thoughtseize us. Yeah, that was not the correct one to take. That couldn't have been. There is no fucking reality in which you should be taking Lightning Helix there. Ragavan. Okay. Okay. They're at 12, so this is definitely like Death Shadow. I guess we just play Swiftspear and like attack with everything. And just hope that we can get it done. Shizo Death Storehouse. An unlicensed hearse. Okay. The good news is we have good sideboard cards for this deck. No, there is like no way this is Jund. This has to be Rakdos Shadow because of the legendary lands. Jund would never play these. Like a 3-color deck, I don't think can afford to play both of these cards. This is surprising. Like, They don't have Fatal Push because they would have used it already, so I don't know what's going on here, but like feels like I don't know, maybe they have a shadow right now. Oh, there's a Dothy Voidwalker. That can't their hand has to be terrible. Okay. Um well they can't block, so what do I do here? I think I want to play the Skullcrack. There's no way they have life gain here, but I play the Skullcrack because then next turn it gives me the ability, if I draw a land, I can Lava Spike them and then end step crack the Sunbaked Canyon, whereas if I just Lava Spike them now, then I can't do both things next turn. So we get basic Mountain right here. We Skullcrack them, I guess. No, it's not impossible that we win this. So they have to deal with this Lava Spike in our hands right now. And, like, 2 creatures. And whatever's on top of the deck. We just won on a Mold of 5 against this deck. Wow. Their hand must have been absolute garbage. Okay, well, we definitely want these. Because if they're playing, like, Kroxa or Dragon's Rage Channeler, this is going to be very important. Also, it's just a creature they can't interact with once it hits the battlefield, so I think that's important. They do have stuff like Ragavan and Voidwalker, so Searing Blaze is not terrible. Eidolon seems like that's not terrible either. Maybe I take out Helix because I don't want Ragavan to accidentally let them gain life. I mean, some of these options are okay. Actually, Skullcrack is not terribly necessary either because they don't really have life gain. I was thinking if there is there anything that they do have that I have to be concerned about? I mean, Deflecting Palm is not terrible, but I don't know how useful it's going to be. It could be good. Like, if they are playing, like, Shadow or something, this is, like, a really big swing against them, but I think I want to be the one pressuring them most of the time. I don't think they have... If they have, Dragon's Rage Channeler, then they will probably have Baubles, and this makes it basically impossible for them to play them. But otherwise, like, it doesn't really do a whole lot. Alright, I guess I'll just take one of these for now and see how this goes. No, we're not playing fishies today. We're setting everything on fire because I think that's kind of the consensus for at the moment. This hand's not bad. If they play like Ragavan on turn 1, Searing Blaze will be good, and I can also just like suspend. Or actually, if they play Ragavan, then I guess I could just let it hit us and then just suspend a Rift Bolt or something. Or if they Thoughtseize, like, it's not terrible. I don't really want to bolt this thing. Look, I am a proficient red mage in addition to being a proficient blue player. Okay, well, they're not casting this, so... We're definitely just going to play, like, Mountain Searing Blaze. The only exception is if they play Voidwalker, I might want to Searing Blaze that instead. No, they don't do anything here. Okay. Player, creature. We're gonna need to stop drawing lands, though. Okay, nothing else I can do here. But at least this doesn't get to hit me again. Let's see. White? Okay, so we have to discard Bolt and Sacred Foundry. That's not the worst. It could have been, yeah, it definitely could have been a lot worse for us. As much as I would love to play Swiftspear right now, I think that it is in my best interest to probably Lava Spike them and hold a Boros Charm. I don't think playing Swiftspear this turn really helps. Drawing lands is just equal to death for a burn player at this point. I feel, yeah, like there is a point where like you flood out and you die. That's always the risk of being a red mage, but we mitigated a little bit with stuff like Sunbaked Canyon. They're gonna take an instant or sorcery. They escalate this? Yeah, they did. Alright, well, we still have to cast Boros Charm. So they at least don't get our Boros Charm here. And this is why I didn't play Swiftspear, just because, like, yeah, this would have been so much worse if they took Boros Charm, so. Alright. It's not bad. Okay, well, they might not have Fatal Push or something. No, alright, they got it. Alright, sure. They're at 5, which means it's going to take us at least 2 turns to kill them. So we need to draw like 2 burn spells. Or if they hurt themselves whatsoever. The Chalice on 1, that sucks a little bit. But it's not the end of the world. Oh, fuck. I really wish I could play this right now. Alright. I can't at the moment. Like, if we could get this in play, like, but it has protection from white, so it's not even going to save us versus Torok. Which means our only out, like, I think we put Helix on the board, right? Yeah, so we don't even have that. We need to, like, bolt this thing. I guess even bolt's not going to work here. I think we just die. We have no outs here. Like, we can't, like, playing this isn't going to help because this has protection from white, so. But we have to do something. The thing we do is lose. Okay. Well, we were on the draw, like, and we didn't have creatures that game, so it made it a little bit harder. We do know they have Chalice, though, so now we can bring in Smash to Smithereens, so that should help a little bit. I'm gonna take out, like, one more card. I think I'll take out one Eidolon. Card's definitely fine, but is it? I don't know, it's difficult to say whether Eidolon will do what we need it to. We could take out some of these spells. I think I'm actually happy with most of the stuff, so. We are on the play. We have Sanctifier here, so, like, when we go Lava Spike into Sanctifier, I think that's pretty good. It's not bad. They're on a mull to 6. So, like, they have to Thoughtseize us in turn 1, or this thing's just gonna fuck them. Inquisition. Alright, well, they have no choice but to take Sanctifier, because it will just ruin their lives. Yeah. Okay, well, I don't need to do anything right now. I can wait till their turn. Use the Boros Charm. Alright, so they dash Ragavan. I guess they can Lightning Bolt me if they want to use the treasure token. Which they do not. It's a little rough. Flooding out here, and we had like, yeah, I think we had a reasonably good hand to start, but what are they gonna do? Torok, like, they discard 2 lands. Okay. Looks bad, but it could be worse. I can at least Boros Charm them here. But we're gonna need a little help. He's probably dashing. Oh shit, they had Brutality again. Well, we gotta cast this while we can. They go to 8, that's gonna make it very difficult. We only have 2 Boros Charms left, and we need at least, like, we need 2 of them to kill them in 2 turns. Assuming they don't lose any more life. So what? They had the Inquisition, and we, like, yeah, we kind of had a little bit of a flood going. Well, we just die now. There's actually, like, no way that I think we can defeat this, because they have the Den of the Bugbear, so. Alright. Yeah, and they gained the 2 life off that. So, that was sucked. Or, yeah, that sucked. Honestly, like, I don't think that's a really bad match. I think we just kind of had poor draws that game, so. It is what it is. It's fine. I am not upset about losing that, because I don't think that there was really much else we could have done. We were just kind of subject to the top of her deck, so. Yeah, playing burn is like sometimes you get into that scenario where it's like, okay, well, this is what you sign up for, so yeah, maybe we could have had the Skullcrack for like game 2, but or I mean the Smash, but I don't know if there was any reasonable expectation that they were gonna give us a target for it, so I'm not sure that it would have made sense to do that without knowing Chalice was in their sideboard. Yeah, it could have gone definitely better with like any one of those like things. If they had missed on it, like it probably could have swung it in our direction. So, oh well, it's fine. We move on. Well, we will. Yeah, here we go. Finally, we have a match. Well, burn player aggro gets to be on the play. That's how Magic is supposed to work. It's funny that we won the game. We were on 5 cards, but like not the other two. That's life. Jesus, this is terrible. This is better. We'll keep this. I think we just get rid of an Eidolon here. We start off with Goblin Guide. They mulled 6. Alright. This is certainly not like a terrible hand. You know what? I'm gonna get the Sacred Foundry here just in case I draw something like Boros Charm because I will want to cast that. So we are up against probably Living End. Honestly, this Eidolon's pretty good against them if that's the case. They have Arid Mesa here. I think that we can play Guide this turn and then Bolt them. Or actually, suspending Rift Bolt is probably better. Yeah, okay. Ragavan. Okay, so actually this might be Death Shadow. Alright. So they're going to Lightning Bolt one of these things, I take it? Okay. I think I still want to suspend this. I'll probably play Eidolon this turn no matter what, just because it'll start forcing them to take damage from this. But if they play... Now, we know they have Street Wraith, so if they play Shadow here, that's not great for us. No, they don't do anything. Alright, well... only one direction this can go, so... We have another Shadow on top. It's going to make it difficult for them to cast this Shadow. So they clearly don't have a Bolt, because I think they would have used it that turn. So... I just bolt them, then skewer them, and then attack, and they die, right? This puts them to 6. They have to block one of these, and they can't cast a spell. Or, I mean, it does 6. Yeah, it puts them to 2. Sorry. Alright. That was better. Alright. So, yeah, they definitely have Shadow, so we want Sanctifiers, because these can hold the line for that. And, yeah, knowing they have Shadow, Deflecting Palm becomes a lot better, because it's much scarier for them to be able to attack. Probably against this deck, like... They're not going to play Chalice, I think. They're probably not going to have, like, any life gain, so I don't think I have to worry about Skullcrack. And then here it's either Rift Bolt or Skewer the Critics, and I think it's probably Rift Bolt. You know what? I don't know, maybe Rift Bolt is better. Yeah, it's difficult to say. We have to cut like 3 of these. This is better when we're playing multiple burn spells at them at once. But we might get stuck on like 2 mana and not be able to do this. This is slower and it's a little more dangerous. I think we need to keep the Searing Blaze because of the Ragavans. I'm gonna take out Rift Bolt. Well, so here's the thing, like, most of the time, if they see Deflecting Palm, they're gonna have to take it with, like, Inquisition or something, or at least they'll play around it, so they won't make the attack until they know they're in the clear for it. I don't know that I can afford to throw this back. I think I have to keep this. But we're gonna be playing more of a control role right now. I just don't like mulliganing against, like, Inquisition. I don't think there's any chance I'm going to cast a burn spell on them this turn, so I need to hold on to these a little bit longer. So I know they're playing Shadow, so I don't want to help them too much. Oh, they have fucking Forge Tenders. Oh, that's rough. Well, I have my own surprise here. Okay. Okay. Oh, you know what? I didn't notice the Obosh before, so that does matter. I think I'm just gonna attack them for 2. Then they still need to hurt themselves if they want to play Shadow. Well, they could have that turn. Alright. I think if they play Obosh, I have to Searing Blaze it. That's not entirely helpful right now. Well, they can't block this, so... Yeah, and I don't think playing Obosh really helps them. So I see... Yeah, they're actually just dead to this. Alright, cool. We got there easily. Yeah, they got to a point where, like, casting a creature was just going to let me play Searing Blaze, and I can play both of them, so the Forge Tender can stop one of them, but they still take 3 damage no matter what, and they don't have anything that blocks the Sanctifier, so... They're guaranteed getting damage. Like, Obosh can't stop Sanctifier from doing shit, and, yeah, so their creatures are worthless on defense, and we put them in a position where they're forced to, like, eventually get rid of the Forge Tender just to stay alive, but we have more burn spells and they have Forge Tender, so You know, that's where Sanctifier looks good. Unfortunately, we have no lands. I guess we keep this and put a Searing Blaze in the bottom and pray, I guess. Steam Vent, so there's Ragavan. Alright. So I think what I'm going to do is just Lava Spike them, and then next turn I'm just going to try to Searing Blaze this thing. Just a Lightning Bolt. Like, they might also be trying to hold up Counterspell, but... Okay, well, that's fine, because now we can Blaze this thing pretty easily. Okay. Deal. Eidolon will... I think maybe we need to play Eidolon next turn. They play one of my Swiftspears. That's not great. Hmm. Alright, nothing we can do this turn. Attacking doesn't accomplish anything. We're close. Like we could almost get there. Okay, there's Ragavan. I'm not gonna block this. I guess Boros Charm off the maybe if I got Sacred Foundry, I'd be at 5, and there's a lot higher of a chance they could kill me this turn. They have like Bolt. If they have Lightning Bolt, like, or Unholy Heat. Okay, that's not in. They have to cast one more spell. Right? Or yeah, they'd still need Bolt. So if we draw Boros Charm off the top, we got there. Okay. So what are the if they have a counter spell, we die, but otherwise I think we just go for it. Okay. Looks like they might. Archmage's Charm. Oh, the Consider. They're looking for it. Okay. Did you find it, opponent? No, they did not. All right, we got there. Okay. So, Sanctifier has protection from, like, all their removal spells. So that might be a good reason to consider this. Deflecting Palm is really good against Murktide. I don't know how likely it is to resolve, though, because of the counter magic. But maybe. I don't think this isn't a life gain match, so Skullcrack can come out. They do have a lot of removal. Hmm. It might be worth the palms just for the chance to get them. I'm going to take out Skewers here. I think the Rift Bolt is a little bit better in going into Swiftspear, and they don't really want to tap out in our upkeep, so. All the Sea and Sky hype, you're surprised I'm not running back one of that. That deck definitely seems like it could do well, but like I think I'm gonna keep this. I don't know, I still have my it's not the sort of deck that I tend to be proficient with. If I was gonna play control, I would play like actual blue-white control. So I feel much more comfortable with a deck like that. So they have Counterspell. Okay, they're just gonna trade. So I don't have to waste my bolts on that thing. Okay, this is fine. I'm not particularly concerned here. Um, I don't think they're gonna like if they counter this, like it's not really the best thing for them to counter. Okay, well they only have 3 cards left, so well they did take damage, so I can spectacle this now. These I can hold up at instant speed, so I'm not as worried about it. Again, while they don't have counterspell mana up, I may as well bolt them. Dragon's Rage Channeler. No counterspell, so we can safely deploy Boros Charm. So we're 1 Boros Charm away from killing them. We might, yeah, Murktide here. Alright. I don't think you can crack that. Like, you have to have Archmage's Charm or you're dead. And you can't attack or you die to this, so their options are really low. Okay, well they have to counter this, so I suspect we might see Archmage's Charm. Definitely go after their face. They're at 1, like, that's great for us. Counterspell, okay. Um, I guess. All right, I guess I just bolt them. They can't crack this Misty anymore. They're just dead to like anything, so. All right, we got there. See, look. Look at how easy this is when the deck cooperates. Just have to figure out the sequencing in order to most effectively play around the counter magic. Try to cast all your spells when they only have like 1 mana up, so they just can't really deal with them. We threw away a Lava Spike, and I think that enabled us to really sequence the rest of her hand around their spells very well, so that was... I think that was a pretty key part of the victory there. You want to play Burn now? Look, Burn is a deck where the first 85% of like your wins are not that hard to get. The last 15% you have to actually practice with it in order to be able to get them. Alright, aggro goes first! This hand looks great. We're gonna keep... I think we're gonna go... Goblin Guide, and then next turn Swiftspear plus Lava Spike. They're on 6 cards. Thrilling Discovery. Okay, so this is probably Dredge? Dredge is not a bad matchup for us. I haven't played against Dredge in quite a while. Alright, what do you got? City of Brass. Alright, well, they drew another land they don't really want to be tapping if they can avoid it. Yeah, you're right. Then oh fuck, they found a Creeping Chill. That was terrible. They fuck Creeping Chill. This card definitely helps them a little bit more. But I think post board, we can take away the Prized Amalgam. Like the Sanctifiers are just brutal against this deck, right? Because these don't care how the cards enter their graveyard. It's gonna take away a lot of their important shit. This could have gone better. We just flooded. We started so strong here, and then we just like got Creeping Chill, and we just drew a bunch of lands. Uh, We'll probably block the Narcomoeba, or with, yeah, Narcomoeba here. Um, I don't actually have to do anything right now. I can save this for next turn. We're running out of options though. Like we draw one more land, the game's just over. Oh god, that is rough. They have now gained a total of 7 life. I think game 1 like they were just a little bit too good. Yeah, I don't need to cast this right now. I think it's much better to play Goblin Guide and Helix this thing. Prized Amalgam on top. I found another Creeping Chill. Damn it. We would have, like, had this if they, I don't know, just, like, missed on some of these. What are you gonna do? Probably Conflagrate time? Maybe? I think they're gonna kill off our board here. Or they could just be going for Ox, right? They can escape this thing. Alright. I don't actually know if we're gonna survive. We are definitely not. Like, this is over. Alright, we're out of time here. They've hit way too much shit. Alright. It's okay. This is really good in the sideboard because it gets rid of, like, all the important stuff. This doesn't do anything. The Skullcrack I definitely want. What about Eidolon? They have some spells to cast, but not, like, a lot. And Searing Blaze is also okay, but not, like, amazing. Or maybe I'll just, like, go like this. Alright, let's try this. Like, I don't think this is a terrible match. Like, we definitely have cards that can defeat them. That game just did not go our way. Yeah, this looks fine. If we can draw another land, then we got what we need here, so. Mull to 6. Sanctifier would be a huge boon. So it's something they basically don't have answers to this card, so it will just completely destroy their deck. Dark Blast, okay. A Leyline of Sanctity on top? Okay. Sure, take your 1 damage. Okay, opponent, let's see what you got. Cathartic Reunion and Leyline, yeah, they are fucked. Alright, Portable Hull. Unfortunately for you, that's still too late. All right, there we go. So game 2, we got that. Uh, Knowing that they brought in both Leyline and Portable Hole, I am much more inclined to bring in Wear and Tear, and yeah, I may like the Smash is not terrible. They do have some stuff, but I think Wear and Tear is just like the safe bet here. I'm gonna take out Eidolon. I think on the draw it's gonna be too slow. I mean, I could take it like, because if their plan is Hole, then this does get rid of it. I don't know if they have Shriekhorn still in their deck or not. If they do, that is another target for it, but I don't think they've shown us anything besides those cards, right? All right. So this is going to be sort of really dependent upon both of our opening hands. Guide, Searing Blaze. Like, I think we actually mulligan. Like, this is too slow. We don't have enough stuff. They kept 7 cards. There's no way this is good enough. Uh, no, I can keep this. Well, they didn't have Leyline, so that's a plus, I guess. Here's this gift. Discovery. Oh, the Cathartic Reunion, okay. Ah, they hit Creeping Chill right away. Fuck. Their shields are down. You know what? I think I also fucked up. I should have played Sacred Foundry in the off chance we draw Sanctifier this turn. And they might be too late, though. I don't know if we have enough to overcome this now. So even if we draw it this turn, it's probably too late. Conflagurate. Okay, well, that's not ideal. Yes, maybe if I draw it this turn. Conflagurate. Are they just gonna deal 5 damage to me? Yikes. I don't think that's enough. They have exactly 5 here, so I have to, like, block this thing. I also need them to not hit another... Alright. This brings them to 7, but, like, I don't think I have any realistic chance of winning this game now. There's, like, nothing I can draw. I have to do this now. But it's still probably death. You know what? No, I had to hurt myself for that anyway, so there's no way out. Nope, their hand in game 3 was just way too good. I definitely could have given myself a chance to top deck it if I had fetched for like Sacred Foundry or played the Sacred Foundry or something. So that was a mistake. But we didn't get there anyway, so yeah, they had like pretty good hands for games 1 and 3. Like I don't think it's too terrible of a match, but it's close. We have really strong hate cards. They just have a really, really strong proactive game plan, and like a lot of it is also random and like how many how much life gain are they just gonna hit in the blind in like game 1, and they hit like way too much. They gained at least like 10 life that game, so like we could have had them close, but no, that's not how it turned out to be. So oh well. The best matchup for Burn, aggro goes first, of course. Don't know if I want to keep this. It has a lot of spells I just can't actually cast. Like, I think I mulligan this. This is better. Just get rid of one of the clunky spells. I think we get rid of Rift Bolt here. What is Burn's best matchup? I mean, Tron definitely isn't bad. They have some stuff like Weather the Storm, I think, that they'll bring in, so I mean usually that's fine. I mean, yeah, I don't know if I know off the top of the head what I would say is like the best. You really want decks that like hurt themselves. Are we playing against fucking Ad Nauseam? Is that what's happening here? Okay, well if we are playing against Ad Nauseam, this Searing Blaze is totally useless. Burn exact, or you know what? Yeah, you're probably right. Burn is actually really good against Mill, so like they don't really have like enough stuff to interact with Burn, and there's enough redundancy where it doesn't really matter. So they did draw City of Brass. All right, deal them the 4 damage. We need to, because if they are playing like Ad Nauseam, we need to get their life total low enough so that if we can get them under 0, then they start taking poison damage. We do have to be concerned about stuff like Phyrexian Unlife. Thoughtseize, yeah. See, that's why we do this there, because they can take like a Helix. Why do you? I guess like they take both. That's fine. It's actually yeah clunkier on us this way. This also could be Twiddle Storm, I guess. I think that no, maybe that's possible. I think Mel is probably it, just because like milling burn doesn't really accomplish very much. You really have to put things on the board to stop them. Like they have some counter spells and but not enough. So yeah, that's probably correct. All right, we're gonna see something bad happen here probably. Nothing. Okay. Discard. All right. So definitely like Pact is a thing that could happen right now. All right, so we attack with Goblin Guide, put them to 2, then bolt them, and then we have a bolt in response to anything. So this is definitely Ad Nauseam. So there's spoils. Okay. They might have to burn an Angel's Grace. Okay, sure they go to 1. I'll just wait for them to like tap out or do something. Um, I can't actually respond to that, so. Oh fuck, we actually they just had double Angel's Grace plus yeah, alright, that's I guess I could like if I did this then it still wouldn't have mattered, like they have the Oracle. The problem is like I can't bolt them in the upkeep because they would still just have in response they would cast Angel's Grace and it would still last until the end step, so there's nothing I could do about that unfortunately. We do need Wear and Tear because they might have Phyrexian Unlife. Other than that, there's not very much that can do about this. I think Skullcrack actually works. Like they have to stop Angel's Grace, but the problem is you can't respond to it, so to do it proactively. What about Vortex? I don't know if Vortex actually works against this. I don't think that it does. It doesn't prevent damage, yeah, okay, so. Their graveyard is not important. We need to take out Searing Blaze. This card does nothing against this deck, so I guess Skullcrack is still better for that. Oh, you know what? Smash actually can blow up like Pentad Prisms, so I guess that's fine. They could have something like Darkness, but I'm not that concerned. You know what? Still, it's probably better than Helix, so we'll do this. Okay. Eidolon is one of the best cards. I think like this card, if we can get it out early, it will hurt them a lot. I think I'm willing to risk this hand. I'm gonna need to draw a second land, but like this does a lot of damage to them, so. And I still have a couple other spells I can cast, even if I don't find the land next turn. Our life total is totally irrelevant, so we gave them a City of Brass. Lovely. This Vortex might have been okay just because it counters, like, Pact of Negate. Like, it makes them take damage off Pact, so. Yeah, it's hard to say. Come on, land. I guess I'm just attacking and skewering them. Actually, so they got a Seachrome Coast here. You know what? Rift Bolt's actually slower. I need to do this now. I can always skewer them next turn. But if I don't find the second land, we're just doomed, so. Profane Tutor is on suspend. Yikes. Alright. This is too slow. They have now gotten 3 lands off of this Goblin Guide, and that's brutal. So this is going to come off next turn. I think I have to play Eidolon, or if I don't play Eidolon, like, I can't get there. Oh, they do a... I think if they sequence this right, they can play around this, so... I think we're just too little too late. So I can put them to 5. The Eidolon puts them at 3, and they need to cast 2 spells, but they can cast them in the correct order. Well, yeah, what they'll do, they can, Okay, that doesn't do anything. I think they just win this turn. I have no interactions for this, so... What are you gonna do? If they draw a 4th land off of this... This does not help whatsoever. Alright, we're just dead this turn. Like, there's no way that they don't have it. They just cast Profane Tutor and search for it now, so... Yeah, I think they could still sequence it, so, like... They would go to 1 off the Profane Tutor, then, like, for Angel's Grace, cast the Angel's Grace with Seachrome Coast, and then use the City of Brass to cast the Thassa's Oracle. Yeah, they've got it. Ta-da! Alright, we lose. Just like bad, there's just bad draws. We got, like, if we could have played the Eidolon, like, at pretty much any point earlier in that game, I don't think they would have been able to get there. This card is very good against them. They will take a bajillion damage off of it from their cantrips, so it makes it very difficult. And they also take the 2 damage off of Angel's Grace before they are prevented from its effect. So if they're at, like, 2 life, they can't cast Angel's Grace and respond, like, with Eidolon on the board, or they will actually just die. So that is something important to note, because just because you can't cast spells, the thing still will trigger. So we lost all 3 of our losses. I think were, like, definitely we could have easily won them. So I don't know. It is what it's like. I don't think there's anything necessarily wrong with our list. You know, just poor draws. That's all. And there's not a whole lot that I think I would change. Like, this card actually looked like it was really good when we played it. So, well, we didn't come up against, like, any of the Cascade matches where I think this card really shines. Yeah, it does feel bad losing the Mana Screw, but that, again, that's part of what you sign up for with Burn. So you have to just, come to terms with it. So, yeah, a little bit frustrating, but that's that's it. So, okay. Wow, we're really, like, short today. Well, I don't know. I don't really have anything else, like, planned for right now. I guess probably next week we're gonna play Legacy Merfolk again. I think that's where I'm leaning with that. But other than that, we'll just have to wait and see. So, all right. That's all I'm doing for today. So I hope everybody enjoyed hanging out. But I'll see you again later this week. I guess we can find some who's like doing stuff now. We'll go and raid somebody. I don't know. Let's go say hi to Doomwake. Sure. So, alright, we'll see you next time. So raid counts down, and we'll be back next week. Hopefully a little bit earlier. Alright, goodbye.